go through. With PTSD also, I'm ex-military. But I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm going to freestyle, and then I'm going to tell y'all a little something. Because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic. I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take the time. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough. But say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Hey, everybody. Hello, special guest.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm excellent.
You look amazing. I just love that. When you get tired of that, just send that on my way.
Send that over.
On over. Hey, everybody, it's me, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, your accountability coach, helping you get it done. And right now, tonight is our special edition of the I Am Enough talk show. I have a very lovely guest, lovely, Miss Stephanie Rochelle. And Miss Queen, I just want to know this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing a fabulous job during this holiday season? Because you look fabulous.
That's good. I feel fabulous. Yes, I'm doing amazing.
That's great. And today we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about what you got your hands into. You're over here in the ATO with me. So, we got the sisterhood going on right now. Yeah. And we want to talk about mainly how to help people, just get it together with life. I know you're a coach, a relationship coach, correct?
Yes, I am a relationship coach. I call myself the unstuck strategist.
The unstuck strategist. I like that. Yes. I like that. So you'll have to define, tell everybody what that means. I want to get out of your way just so you can introduce yourself to our amazing viewers here. And viewers, if you're watching, please put down where you're tuned in from. Tell us where you tuned in from so we can give you a special shout out. They're already piling in. We had a little technical difficulties, but they hung on in there with us, and now they're here with us. Yeah, so they can get all this good stuff. And also, you're going to be talking about your book and anything else that you have coming up, because I'm pretty sure that you're going to be kicking the door in to the new year of 2021. I just see your feet just like bam, like just kicking it in. So I'm gonna move out of your way so you can introduce yourself to our viewers and let them know who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Yes. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. I am Stephanie Rochelle, and I support women in redefining self from moments like loss of self, loss of identity that took their breath away after loss or divorce. That's who I am. That's what I do. Okay. I'm also an author of a book called A Cracked Egg.
And we're going to get into that because I love the title, and I read, just a little bit of the excerpt that you sent. And, and it makes sense because we all have these things that we've gone through. So it just sounds very, very familiar. And then how you've categorize yourself as that unstuck coach, it makes sense because sometimes when we fall up under those clouds of disparity and setbacks, we just kind of like don't know how to figure it out.
Exactly.
Kind of give on the dreams.
Exactly. Your life did not go the way you expected. So you're left with disappointments and unmet expectations.
Absolutely.
And I was crazy enough to ask God, what's next?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. What you said that we had a short conversation and you said like the book kind of set in motion everything else, but you were being hesitant about coming forth with the book. So tell us about that process and when did that first come in your spirit to write that?
Okay. Well, you know how God gives you what he wants you to do, a vision of a little piece of what he wants you to do. And a little bit about me. I'm Stephanie Rochelle. I married my high school sweetheart. We were together nearly 30 years. We had a son, but we ended up losing our son to a brain tumor, cancer, and he was 4 years old. Wow. So that was the first thing. And actually, I'm talking about someone like myself. I had the best childhood ever. I had never been through nothing. Everything had always went my way. So when God put in me that he wanted me to write a book. And I'm like, well, surely I thought the story would end up another way. And when it didn't, I'm like, well, God, what do you want me to do? I thought you wanted it to be a testimony. And he did. And he does. Things happen to us in life. And it's not really about us. It's about the people that we can help from what we've been through. And that's what I had to learn along the way. But the things that we go through, literally after losing my son, and then the fear was real when we decided to have another child, have my daughter, it's like no one could tell me why that happened to my son. And so I had to really dig deep to overcome the fear. In other words, to be able to do that again. In my opinion, it wasn't worth it to me. Nobody could tell me why, but I had that praying grandmother. It was like, you got to do this again. And we did. And so we moved. But each time you go through things, you have to rebuild your life from the inside out so that you're not left with scars.
Yeah.
You're not left with scars. And it's all about healing and moving forward. And that's hence the unstuck strategist, because by the time divorce came around, I mean, I already had the steps down and how to move forward and how to, move on with my life. So that was just something I needed to solve.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. Because I can't even imagine losing a child, especially the way, that happened at, 4 years old and being sick and so I can only imagine how you had to
grow up, first of all, because I was in my 20s.
Oh, yeah. And what type of support did you have during that time?
Well, we actually lived in Orlando at the time, and we were both computer programmers. We moved to Atlanta because my husband used to be in the military, and so we moved to Atlanta to be closer to family. Even though I'm from Ohio, it still wasn't 17 hours. It now put us like 10, 11 hours from Ohio. And he had family in Atlanta, and I had friends in Atlanta. So it was a place, not even knowing it at the time, that we were getting ready to go through all of that. But God knew that I had some good friends here and my sister-in-law and everybody else as a support system, because literally when I realized my son was sick, not knowing it was that, I'm thinking that we just gonna take him to the doctor. They gonna give him something and we gonna be good and we gonna go on about our way. And then we're hit with cancer. I'm just like, I mean, devastated. But I held on to hope the whole time, hoping and assuming, because a parent never thinks that their child is gonna die before them. I mean, it's just, I don't care who you are, you never think that. And so that's what kept me going and kept pushing myself to, take him wherever he needed to be taken to get help. But God had another story, another ending to the story for us. So when that happened, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? So I kind of forgot about the book, and then life continued to happen. Like I said, I had my daughter. I rebuilt my life again after that, learning how to be a mom again, how to be a wife with a child again, all these things, and just starting over. And then as soon as I think life is going pretty good, boom, then I'm hit with divorce. Actually, my husband walked out, left. I had no clue that our marriage was in this much turmoil. I just thought it was a rocky period, because we had been married, like I said, nearly 30 years.
Nearly 30 years.
20 years. So, I mean, who just walks out? I mean, no clue. But it ended up, guys, it sounds bad, but it ended up being the best thing that has ever happened to me. I am remarried, and not to replace my son, but my husband had 3 children of his own, and one of them was a son. So God is a restorer. And
absolutely,
we're a family of 4 with a dog named Bentley.
Family of 4 with a dog named Bentley. And in your book too, you talked about some decisions.
Yeah, daily decisions.
Can you break that down for our viewers? I love that.
And I first want to tell you guys, A Cracked Egg, God gave me that title. And it was like 2 years before I even wrote the book. And basically, I played tennis. He put me on a tennis team. It was a lot of ladies on the team that were authors. And, God has to hit you in the head sometime. At least that's how he works with me, to make you do what he knows he done told you to do for year after year after year.
I told you.
So I'm very competitive. So when I got on the team with these ladies, and these ladies were just like me, go-getters. And I said, if they did it, I can do it. And I wrote the book. But I came up with these daily decisions, because when things in life happen to us, you have to find a way, because it's not that you're not going to be sad. It's not that you just cannot let it steal your entire day. So I had to find a way to have my moment, but then move forward. Because after I lost my son, there was nobody. Like I said, I was like 28, 29. I was really, really young. None of my friends had lost children. You know what I mean? Nobody could tell me how to get up and go to work every day, how to move on in life. Nobody could tell me. It was me and Jesus. Right. And so I had to figure out what I needed to do to smile again. And these were the daily decisions that I came up with. And it spells out decisions. And the D is for do what makes you happy every day. Choose to affirm yourself daily. Those are those affirmations. I am strong. I will overcome my new normal with self-love. So I had to start taking care of me.
I love that. And I think for a lot of times, especially as women, we always find it easier to be the nurturers, to take care of other people. And then when we're in dire straits of trying to take care of ourselves, restore, rebuild, we don't know how to do that, because we're so used to giving to others. And it's a switch when you're supposed to give to yourself, because in reality, we need to give to ourselves first. Absolutely. So we can give to other people. And I know what a lot of work you do now is helping women kind of understand that and restore that. So
and redefine who you are after these trauma and loss. Who are you now?
Right.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do next? And that's what I talk to God about. It's like, okay, God, I know this is not the end. So what's next for me? And he just start building me and forming me, and everything that I went through, as far as every business that I tried, everything was to build me to who he needed me to be, to call out what he needed me to go forward and do. Because I was a shy computer programmer. I sat in my cubicle, didn't need nobody to do my job, sat by myself, did my work, and when I wrote this book, it launched me to the forefront. And I'm like, hold up. I don't talk in front of people. Wait a minute, I was supposed to write this book and sit down. Like, here y'all go. I'm gonna help the people because I love helping women. And I was supposed to be done. That's what I thought. But he had a whole nother legacy blueprint waiting for me.
That
all I
just
had to do was
opened up
be
everything
obedient.
for you. Right.
Huh?
I said
Yeah.
that just opened up everything for you. Now, was there ever a time in that process that you shied away from it and you had to get kicked back in the booty?
Absolutely. I hired a coach because, like I said, it had been years. I knew I was supposed to write this book. And when I was really had the mindset and ready to put pen to paper, I said, I need somebody that's going to hold me accountable to get this done. This is not something, because I had started and stopped the book many, many years, right? But I didn't know how I needed to start it, or where do I start, or what do I, how do I tell this story? And he was just creating the story throughout the rest of my life. And hence, that's why it really came back to me. Like I said, when he gave me the titles 2 years prior, but I still didn't move, guys. So then he was still working with me. He was still building me, growing me. He put me on that team because he knew me. He knew me. I'm competitive. If they could do it, I could do it. And so sometimes you need that sister friend. You need to see somebody just like yourself that has done it.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I go forward and help others, ask them what's next for you, because it's not over.
Now, I got a couple questions floating around in my head. One is, and you said it about being competitive, but it's also needing to be around people that are moving and shaking because they will push you and inspire you. And so today, I mean, talk to our viewers about, placing yourself in those type of right environments that push you and challenge you.
Here's the thing. Okay, like I tell people, it's so many coaches out here, and nothing against coaches, because I'm a coach and a consultant, but I wasn't even trying to coach, right? But after I went through my divorce, my pastor friend at my church, he's like, Steph, I need you to start talking to the ladies at the church. The ladies that's been married a long time, I'm talking to them, but they really need to talk to somebody else that's been through it. And I'm like, well, what you want me to tell them? Right, because I ain't trying to be no coach. He was like, tell them whatever you did, because I've never seen anybody go through divorce like you. And I said, okay, so, well, I want to help them because, I just had this, I wanted to help women win. Like it's just like in everything inside of me, it's like, no, you will not be stuck. Like, what do we need to do to move you forward? I mean, that is just like, oh my God, I feel it right now. And I said, okay, so I started talking to these ladies and I just helped them through my experience. And they began to feed off of my courage and my confidence. And I'm like, you too can do this. And I used to tell them, I never forget. I said, when you go to court, I don't care. I need you to look like $1 million when you walk through that door.
What they say, don't look like what you're going through.
No. I said, get yourself together. They're like, okay. So we just built a sisterhood, and I was just their support, because it's one thing to have your attorney, they're going to do their part. And I used to tell them, let that attorney earn their money. You go in there and you be quiet. But I need you to look like $1 million and let them do what it is that they need to do for you. And we're going to let God go in there with us, and we're going to win. And we just built a friendship, and I still wasn't even calling myself a coach. I was just trying to help another sister get through what I had been through. That's all it was. And be there for somebody and understand what they were going through, because they had spent 20 years or 30 years or 10 years, with somebody, and their life had just took a detour.
Yeah, because and you did it for close to 30 years. So I'm sure you grew up, you evolved, got married in your 20s, and then you look up and you're like, what? Where are you going? So because we never think that it's going to end, especially when you've gotten past that 7-year mark, what they say, if you can make it past there, then you pretty, you might stand a shot.
And look at what we had been through. We had lost a child. We had another one. We had did all of these things. And during this whole time, guys, like, I didn't even see this company still taking trips. We still moving forward in life. So I thought, then boom, I'm just like, doggone. I miss that. I miss when he literally detached himself from our life.
Right.
So then I
Wow.
really went to work because now my daughter then was like in the 6th grade. I said, oh no, I got to show her. I said, Steph, you got to show up for your daughter. You got to show her how to make this happen. Because you want her to be able to grow up and make good decisions for herself and not have to stay and be able to take care of herself and move forward. Because we don't know what life has to offer. But I needed her to be ready, and I needed her to watch me do it step by step.
Right, right. And I'm pretty sure she's glad, a better person for that, because because sometimes people stay in relationships thinking that kids don't know what's going on. And I think it's better that they know how to get past it and how
Yes.
to keep going without being bitter. So that brings us to you finding joy again, and
Yes.
now you're in this fairy tale marriage. So let's talk about that. Tell the people about how you had the courage, because didn't it take you some courage to say yes
Woo.
again?
And
I
here's the
mean,
thing, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all. And I found my husband online. So and when I first started being a coach, I used to coach and tell the ladies, red flags don't turn green. Okay,
ooh, that's a good
pay
one.
attention.
That's a
Pay
good one.
attention. But what I realized, I was just telling some ladies earlier today, everybody online said that they wanted a relationship. So here I am, Miss Naive, who had been in a marriage her whole life. I'm coming. I said, oh, okay. So he said he wanted a relationship, and he said, but I had to learn to ask more questions. I had to learn to figure it out. And I know now it's about finding your key ingredient to what you need, ladies, not what you want. And that's how it is when you're looking for a life partner. Because that's what because like you said, Wanda, I had evolved. I am now a different person after everything that I have been through and moved forward from. So yeah, I definitely coach women on that, because I want you to get the life that you desire. But then what he did was lead me into the next phase that he wanted me to do. And that's redefine self. Like, what is it that that God has also called you to do? Let's walk down that. Let's talk about that step by step, because like I said, all I wanted to do was write the book, right? And he had all of this other stuff that I needed to play out, because he needed me to reach more people with my story. And do you guys know, the first time I spoke at Hopewell Baptist Church from a co-worker of mine. She was on a ministry there. She said, you got to come speak at my church.
Okay.
I said, girl, I don't speak. I just wrote the book and I'm done. And as I was walking away, I heard God say, no, you're going to speak. You need to go talk to the people. And that's when I knew that people really needed my story, because I delayed the book, because I said, well, who wants a book on sadness, God? Like, who really wants to hear my story on losing my son? Do you guys know, in the audience, there were people that had, of course, been through divorce. There were people in the audience that had lost their child.
Absolutely.
And I had never spoken before. I had my head down and I looked up and I had all these people standing up. And God needed to show me that my story was needed. And I'm telling you, whatever you've been through, it's needed. And I did not know that my story, plus my skill of solving problems every day as a computer programmer, created Stephanie Rochelle Consulting. And that's what we do. We figured out what it is that you want to do and how to move you forward. What's next for you?
Absolutely. We had a lot of views. I want to give some people some shout outs right quick. Thank you, Vivian, for tuning in. Thank you, El Michelle, for watching. Lakeisha said absolutely. I can't recall what you were speaking about, but she said absolutely. And lots of comments. Nana from overseas is watching, says greeting, ladies. Valita Smith says hello. The Winning Circle podcast said, hey, Queen. And also Grady Taylor says hello, y'all. Hey, y'all. He says fabulousness. Vivian says fabulousness on air. Thank you, Miss Vivian. Thank you. She says shout out to all the kings and queens watching. And for everybody else, when you come in later and you catch the replay, hit replay, and I'll make sure that you reach out and follow this beautiful queen here, because she's doing some amazing work here in Atlanta with our women, helping them, just get it together and believe in yourself, raise the self-worth, raise the vibration, so we can all win together. So tell us about what is it you have coming up? You say you got a masterclass coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes, a Redefine You masterclass. And that's what we're going to talk about. What it is that you just like God told me what it is he wanted me to do, I know he told you guys what he wants you to do as well. And it's time to move forward. It's time to stop sitting on that. It's time to stop playing small. I promise you,
Absolutely.
just like my story, your story is needed. And we need to sit down and do a step by step and see what we can do with your story. Because I'm telling you, it wasn't for you, it was for others, and people need your story. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to push you to think bigger in this master class. We're
Wow,
going to
that's nice.
That's why I had to tell you my story about all I was trying to do was write the book, but I needed to be obedient in what he asked me to do. And then he had all of this other stuff that created a legacy blueprint for me. And it's not just for me, it is also for you.
Absolutely.
It
So
is also
how
for you.
is the master class? Is that in the series or is that one day? How does that work?
It's January 13th and 14th. You can sign up for it on my website, read-definingself.com. It's a link already in there on the website. You just click on it. It's going to be that Wednesday and Thursday, I believe it's the 13th and 14th. And we're going to start the discussion. We're going to have a Q&A afterward. Then we're going to come back the next day and do it all over again. But we're going to lay some things out. You know, I'm going to give you my 4 steps and how I decided how to lay out my story. And you can apply it to your story. Some of you may want to finally write that book, you know. We can talk about that. You know, there's different things that we're going to talk about in the master class, but the master class is to move you forward. And I needed to come here tonight and tell my story because if I wouldn't have never written the book, I wouldn't have a legacy blueprint.
Right.
I
Right.
wouldn't have it, ladies. I would still be going to work every day as a computer programmer. You know what I mean? Not even realizing the job that I hated is what propelled me, what gave me the skill to help you solve your problems as well. I'm a problem solver. I literally had to go in every day and solve the problem. So
Mm,
everything that I went through became a problem that I needed to solve. What is the end result of where I'm trying to go? And that's what
mhm.
we're going to determine for you.
You know, and it's funny you say that when you say you went to a job that you hated. Why is it that we stick with stuff that we don't like until we're pushed into doing something that we should have been doing all along, but we weren't going there until some tragedy or some earth shattering something had to come along to
Yep.
push us in that way. Well,
Yep.
why do you
And
think that's
God
there?
will literally push you out of your comfort zone because even though I hated that job, like I was comfortable, I made great money as a computer programmer. And so of course you build your life around this great money that you make because I've always wanted to stop being a programmer, the job that I did like, but I still wanted to be a business analyst because I liked people. So that's when I became a realtor because I needed that to get that people aspect of me helping others out. So I've been
Mhm,
an agent since 2008 and I help people that way as well. That's my sweet spot. I help women.
mhm,
That's what
mhm.
I do.
And
And
that's
I don't care what you've been through. I know it. Yes, it was difficult when I went through divorce. It was difficult. But you know what? I dug down deep and it made me pull some stuff out of me that I knew was in me that we forget sometimes as wives. We do not even know how to be ourselves. And actually, I want to say this: the person that I was married to before, I couldn't have even been Stephanie Rochelle. Like,
mm,
no, it would not have worked the same. Me being in the limelight, no, and him not, no, that would not have worked with that previous marriage that I was in. So God knows exactly what He's doing
and equipped you too all the way
all
because
the way.
you were where you needed to be when you needed to be there, and now you're where you are now because of who needs you now and who you need to be to yourself now. So
Exactly.
that's just a beautiful
And it's
thing
so
about
funny
life.
because I told my husband now, I said, look, because he didn't know anything about this. So, when I wrote the book, he learned more about me as well because I've only been married 4 years, going on 5. And he was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, this is me right here. I said, and I want you to understand before I wrote the book, I said, this, not even knowing that he had all this other stuff for me, I said, this book has got to be written. I'm going forward with this. I need you to be on board with this. I need us to talk about it first because I have put God on delay for too long and I am making this happen. Like I need just, because I rolled over in the middle of the night, write my book. I mean, he would just pour it out of me and whatever it happened, I wrote. Whenever it happened, I wrote. Sometimes all
Mhm.
day on Saturday. I mean, I just kept putting pen to paper until I was done and then I put the pen down.
And that's how it goes, and that's how
Yeah.
it gets done. So what is next? I mean, after we come out of this workshop,
Mhm.
I already know that you work with. Do you have a special target of women that you work with?
Yes. Well, like I said before, the ones that just that truly know that God has called you to do more, you just don't know how to walk it out. I love to work with divorced women, people that have been through trauma and loss. I love to propel you forward and see what's next for you. But most of all, I love to support women. That's my target. Of course, my sweet spot, because I have been left and divorced myself, are divorced women.
Divorcees. Okay.
Because most of us, if we're getting up in age, we probably have children that we have to take care of on our own. Once you get divorced or they become your ex, they may not do what it is they're supposed to do. I just want to make sure that you, as a woman, can move your family forward and everybody has everything that they need. Because that was my number one goal, to make sure that my daughter did not miss anything just because we got divorced.
Right,
So I
right.
was going to do whatever I needed to do to make sure that she had whatever she needed.
That's a strong black woman for you right there. That's what we do. We'll move heaven and earth for our children.
That's right.
How do you now I know that we have your website, and I
Mhm.
think this is your Instagram link,
Yes,
Stephanie Rochelle Consulting.
yes.
So on your Instagram, are you giving out tips on there on a daily basis, or how are you working your
Not on a daily
Instagram?
basis. I go based on my energy. Like and I go based on what God is giving me, telling me to give. I don't just go live to just be going live. There are
Mhm.
topics. I spent 2 years on my business page on Facebook. There, you can also go to. I have a YouTube, Stephanie Rochelle Consulting. I used to go live on Facebook on Mondays, Mindset Mondays, and then I would upload it to my YouTube. So you can get to know me there. There's
Mhm.
different relationship videos, dating tips, because I started out strictly with relationships, because that's another thing that I want to bring to the forefront. God let me move into this thing and come into myself with what I felt most comfortable. So I initially launched helping others with relationships, like I told you before, helping others who had been through married a long time and getting a divorce. So I
Mhm.
started out helping singles, divorced ladies find their next love, right? So you'll see a lot of different topics on um, hurt women becoming dominant women. I talked about your frequency, your vibration of what you're trying to attract. I talk about a lot of that. Um, Not even, like I said, and that turned into, that's how I started my business. Then he pulled me for more. I asked him to stretch me, and he stretched me. So then now he wants me to actually help you guys resurrect your dreams. Because like I said, it's not just for me.
Mhm.
Let's move your purpose forward. Let's see what it is we can do with your story. And that's why I said, it maybe write a book. Everybody doesn't have to start with a book, but books make you credible. Let's just say that. And it may just be that you've always wanted to have a business. What is your skill? Let's pull
Mhm.
it out and see what we can do with your skill. Let's
Right.
talk about it. Let's lay out a plan so that you can win,
Mhm.
because he's not going to let it die until you do what it is that he's called you to do.
Absolutely. Or
Whatever
you'll
we've
keep
been
having
through.
those deja vu moments.
Yes.
Like, I've been here before. I'm coming back to the same place. Why am I coming back? Because it's not you ain't did what you're supposed to do
You
yet.
haven't done it, and that's what I want to be, that one, because there are a lot of coaches out here. Some of you will resonate with me, some of you are assigned to me, some of you are assigned to somebody else. Everybody is not supposed to work with Stephanie Rochelle. If I am resonating with your spirit, then you are supposed to reach out, to me. If I'm not, that's okay too, because but I want you to still do it. I
Right.
want you to still move
Find the
forward.
person, and that's what I want to express to everybody listening to the show or watching a replay. Bottom line is that you find the person that helps you move forward,
Yes,
whether that's, Miss Stephanie Rochelle or somebody else, just find the person and do not give up on your dreams.
please.
That's what the I Am Enough talk show is all about, because it is subtitled Your Dreams Matter. A big component of moving in that sense of urgency when it comes to our dreams, because in a split second it can be over, and then
That's
you're
right.
left and it's like, why didn't you do this, and you could have done that, and
No
it's too late
regret.
to do that. So we don't want to leave in those regrets. So can we purchase your book at your website as well? Can
Yes.
we get it from there? because I know that's better. I know people, I have books on Amazon too, but I always tell people come to my website because then we don't have to talk to Amazon.
Exactly. You
I
know
can
what,
take care.
Amazon, I don't know what they're doing, but someone just tried to order my book because I was on another podcast, and she was saying it was a delay, they needed to print some more. So definitely, yeah, reach
Yeah,
out on my
just
website
reach
and I
straight
can
out
get it
to
in
you.
there. Mhm.
And tell them again to come over to the masterclass. I have everything scrolling. So you guys just go connect with her on her website and follow her on Instagram. She's also on LinkedIn and everywhere else. You'll be seeing her around town. And
And you can let me put out my email since I didn't say that. My email is Stephanie Rochelle Consulting, of course, at gmail.com. Stephanie Rochelle Consulting at gmail.com.
okay.
You guys can always email me if something, if there's a computer glitch, something's not working right. But I would love, love, love for you to join the masterclass. You will not regret it.
Awesome. Well, I thank you so much for coming on today and spending this time with us. Leave us with a final thought. I want you to take the final thought.
Execution is power.
Ooh.
Execution is power. We can talk about it all day long, what we're going to do. I remember saying this to the people in 2018 when 2019 was coming. What are you going to do? It's people still that didn't move in 2018. They didn't move in 2019. They didn't move in 2020. Nobody saw this pandemic coming. If this does not let you know you need multiple streams of income, I don't know what's going to push you forward. Execution is power.
I love it. I think I need that. Are you going to use that statement?
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna use that statement.
You
That's
can.
beautiful. So so guys, make sure that you connect with us. You all will be seeing this on several replays. So just spread the word, please, right now. Like and share this information. You know what I say, that if you're winning, then it's our responsibility to help other people win. So as we say good night to you all, and you all have a fabulous day. I thank my guests again for joining us tonight. It was awesome. And
Thanks for having me.
getting lots of comments. So make sure that you go back and watch and see, check out those comments and connect with the people that have come to see you today. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Guys, okay, so let me just tell you right quick what we have continuing to go on right now. We're in our process of our book launch. So if you haven't seen or noticed what all is going on, we're going to be celebrating on MLK weekend of our I Am Winning conference and also our Wake Up Winning Volume 2 book launch. I want to say the links will be out hopefully within a couple of days, and then you can go and reserve. It is going to be an absolute complimentary event. I don't like to use the word free because it does require your time and your energy and in your input. So I hope to see you. Mark off your calendar for January 2021. That's the weekend of Martin Luther King weekend. So that's our MLK extravaganza weekend. And if you would like to, help out in that event, all you got to do is send me an email. We don't know how you can help, but if you want to help, you can, right? And what are we going on? So tomorrow is Saturday. So Saturday, I'll be back interviewing Miss Victoria. She will be coming in to talk about her book and what she has going on. She writes children's fairy tale books, and a very interesting person. And I really encourage you to be here. I'll be talking to her on Saturday at 2 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And as always, I love you, love you, love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace, love, and light. This is Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, signing off for tonight. Bye for now.
Go through with PTSD, also ex-military. but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something. Because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic. I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take the time. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. I'm messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough. But say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8